guys, this is Michelle, and welcome back to Road to the Stage at 50 Plus. It's been a while since I did a little video here, so I wanted to continue on with my next series or the next thing that I wanted to discuss with you in relation to making it to the stage. If you watch my last two videos, the last video I posted was about my first show and how I looked when I made it to the stage and the process. So I kind of wanted to talk this time about all the backstage shenanigans and the things you don't see in the front of the stage, all the things that we go through while we're trying to get together, get on stage, get our makeup, our jewelry, and then your last minute training that you have behind the stage, drinking water, eating carbs, eating rice cakes, whatever you need to do to fill up before your show. Now, everyone is different, and I mentioned that a lot. So people do different things. Some people water log, some people stop drinking water, some people eat carbs, some people may eat a full meal. It just really depends on what your coach is looking for and what is the goal? What are you trying to be more full? Are you trying to be flatter? Do you have too much water on the surface? So all of those things are something that we work on behind the stage and the week prior to the stage. So I have a couple of clips of some back scene, behind the scene, and I'll try to put those in here so you can get a visualization of those. But really, it's about being behind the stage. So when we first get there, we're checking in, and so this is like 3 to 4 days sometimes before the show. Okay, and then you have a hotel where you stay and you finish up your prep. Finish up your prep means you finishing up your water, you taking whatever supplements that you had to take. You may be soaking to try to help get some of that water off. You have your tanning planned. And yes, you see what color I am? I am dark, but it does not matter. Every competitor tans because once you get up under those lights, you have a tendency to look green, and so tanning not only makes your muscles pop, but it also balances your color out so you can have a beautiful color on stage. So yes, I would be even darker than I am, but the darker you are, the better your muscles show on stage under all those lights. So we have tanning. When I first started, I was letting a professional tanner do me. And then I learned over time that I can tan myself. So after a while, I started tanning myself. You have appointments for makeup. Most of us use a professional makeup artist because stage makeup is totally different from everyday makeup. It's totally different from all other type of makeup. So you need to know someone who can get your face right just enough to be on stage, but not too much. You don't want to be overdone, but you need your makeup to show and pop on the stage because that helps with your overall presentation. Okay, again, we have hair. If you're someone like me, I'm locked up, and at that time, for my first show, I really felt like I couldn't express myself well enough to use my locks. So I did use wigs a couple of times. I believe I only did maybe one show where I wore my locks just because of how everything was going at the time. It just was not as accepting as it is now. And my goal was to place high. So I'm trying to do everything I needed to do to make sure my package was complete. Um, with the locks, you can wear them, but you really have to have an attitude, you have to carry yourself the right type of way. And I was so new that I really didn't know how to do that. So I wore a wig. So you have to get your wig placed. If you can do it yourself, that's good, and don't make it look like you're just throwing a wig on. So I had a professional person put mine on. So that, and then, of course, you have your practice suits and your regular stage suit you bring in that week. So that whole, or that couple of days before the show. So that whole time, you are posing for your coach in your practice suit. So he may have you posing for him 3 times a day. And if he's not there, which a lot of coaches don't come there online, that you pose online and you send the pictures to him and he's looking at them, he's telling you you need to eat this, you need to eat that, then you got to come back for more posing. So we might do that 3 times a day, maybe more. And if your coach is there, you're definitely going to be doing more because they're going to be watching you head on. So you're going to be doing whatever they need to do. So once you get all ready, you get your posing correct, what you need to eat, you get your tan, you get your hair fixed, your makeup, your wig. Makeup is typically that day of the show. So typically the show may start at, let's say it starts at 9 for women, because they break it up most times women and then men, or men and then women. So they'll break it up at days. So maybe women might go Monday and Tuesday, and men might go Wednesday, Thursdays. Typically, is how they do it. It's not always that case. So then that morning, you will wear your makeup. You'll get your makeup done around 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4. And so you have to wait for stage time with makeup. And if you're like me, you don't wear a lot of makeup, it's sort of uncomfortable with all them lashes, and then they doing the contouring, and it's a lot. But you got to get used to it. And then that look that you have, you feel like you just look so gorgeous. So you're going to take like a million pictures. So after we do all that, while we're waiting, they call us to the stage. Everybody comes to the stage with your makeup, your suit, your shoes, everything, and come up to the stage behind the stage where everybody is getting prepared. They're telling you where to line up, because basically you're going to line up near someone who is your height. So they're getting us all in line. In the meantime, they're also shining you up, like you already got your tan, but you don't have that gloss. It's almost like they're doing a wax on you. So they're back there waxing us up. They're back there. The suits are very tiny, especially the professional level suits. So they use a skin glue, to glue your suit down, so that when you turn around and you walk, you don't get that major suction. It keeps everything in place. They glue the front down. They glue the sides, because you want the size of your bathing suit like all the way up your hip, to give you that look, that slim. You have to have like a slim, um, what is it? A slim hip look. So bringing the suit way up, if it's right, if you've got your lean-in process right, it makes it look really good. So they glue that up, they shine you up, and now you're waiting to get on stage. While we're backstage, it's like 50 women, depending on how big the show. Everybody's back there in a low spot. Some people are laying on the floor with their feet up, trying to keep their legs from swelling. Some people are doing upper body pumps. They may be using ropes and stuff like that to try to get their arms pumped up. So it's a lot of stuff going on. You have coaches back there. You have you don't really have family members back there, but you have a lot of ladies and their coaches back there. And everybody is trying to get themselves ready for the stage. So it's a lot going on. And then another thing is, when you find out who you're standing next to, then you as a competitor are going to start sizing that person up to kind of see where you fall at in between there, because you want to know, is this person going to be better than you? And you kind of know, you don't know it when you start out, but as you become more familiar with the shows, you kind of know what they're looking for. And then you also know what you're lacking. Like for my first show, I was just very small. So really, I was lacking in every area. I had a good bikini shape, because I'm a figure competitor. So bikini is the smallest level. They're tiny. And then figure comes next. They're small, but they have more muscle build on the shoulders, on the quad area, in the back. So I was what you call a hybrid when I started. I could have went either bikini or figure, but I decided that I did not want to lean down more, that I would rather gain muscle. So that's why I chose figure. But I was actually very small for a figure lady. But that was at that time. Okay. So but behind the stage, you have your coaches there. They're bringing you, because they know we've been starving, not starving, but eating very minimal rice cakes and fish and water. And so for your show day, they're going to be bringing you sweets. I mean, it's like cupcakes, cookies, candy, anything you can imagine behind the stage waiting for you. So when you get off that stage, you can have some treats and have yourself getting back to that normal sugar, because everybody back there is sugar depleted. So when I tell you it'd be a whole bunch of stuff coming on, people lightheaded, people don't really know where they're supposed to be because the sugar level is so low. So, but it's exciting because you get to spend time with women you have never met before. Everybody is going through the same thing. So we're all bonding, we're having a good time, we're learning they from other states. And these friendships that you develop with these women behind the stage are friendships you will keep forever, right? You might see them in the next show or the show after that, and you may be competing against them again. So it is an awesome experience. Once you get, once your number is called, you get on the stage, and hopefully you have a good presentation. You have those 5-inch heels on, you got the bathing suit and all that. You don't have any malfunction, everything goes good. You come off, you feel so accomplished. You feel like, I can't believe I just did this. And it gives you a sense of, I don't know, it's like exuberation that you went through all this training, you got up on that stage and you completed this, and you feel so good about yourself. And so you celebrate afterwards. You eat your little cupcakes behind the thing. Your coach is there. He gives you whatever he may bring for you, because coaches bring a lot of stuff too. And then you eat that. And then after, this is maybe this is a pre-show. So they do a pre-show, a pre-judgment, and a final show. So really you have two stage appearances in one day. So in the morning it's your prejudging. So they look at you, and basically in the prejudging, they kind of know where you're going to place, because they move you around, and they move you around based on how you look. So typically the person in the middle typically is the higher ranked person, and they move everybody around that, and it goes to session like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and based on where you are, you kind of know where you're falling in on that. And so when they do the prejudging, they kind of judge you then, and you kind of know where you're going to be. But that may change at the night show, because if you change anything about your diet, you come back fluffy, you come back swollen, it may change your place. Okay, so it's not guaranteed, but in the pre-show they kind of know where they want you. In the night show, which is the final show, that's the show where everybody comes, all of your family members, and some of your family members can come to the prejudging if they want to be there all day, but most of the times the family and all the crowd comes in the evening to see the final show. And that's when everybody goes and do their walk, okay, and do their final presentation and receive awards. So after that, and you get your reward. If you win, you take home your medal. You take pictures, you do whatever, if you're doing professional pictures or whatever, you take your pictures, and then you always leave and go eat. That's the biggest thing. I'm talking about when I say eat, you eat. So you go, everything you've been missing for like them 6 months, you probably try to eat in one day. I ain't even gonna lie. But you eat, and then it's over. And so it's like all those months of preparation you did, all that stuff you did in, in a day, is over. So like another thing that happens is like the second day after your show, after you've ate all that junk or whatever, you look so good. I mean, your body is so full, you veiny. It just gives you a different look after show, and you love that look so much. I promise you that you want to stay looking like that, right? But realistically, we won't. And there is a thing that's called post-show blues, because I received it. I got them. And it's like when you're going back to your normal body and you start picking up your normal weight, you start getting back to your normal fluid balance, you start feeling depressed because you don't have that stage look anymore. And so you're trying to maintain as much as you can, but realistically, that's not a way to be long term. So those are just some of the things that happens in the behind the scenes. I do have video, believe it or not, of my second show, and I will try to share that with you guys on my next video. But this time, I'm going to go ahead and try to post some behind the scenes that I have saved, of some of the things that go on backstage, the conversations, the people we meet, and then so you can see that and have an idea. I hope you enjoyed this show. And I'm sorry, it might be a little loud in here. I'm at the gym and I'm in the cycle room. So I was like, let me just take advantage of this time while I'm here, and I'll go ahead and film this while I'm here, and give you an idea of what it's like backstage during a show. I hope you're enjoying Back to the Stage at 50, or I'm sorry, Road to the Stage at 50 plus. This is just information for someone who, this is not necessarily for you to compete on the stage, right? It's just information that if you're interested in it or you want to change your body, it doesn't have to be as extreme as what I'm doing. That's just what I did. But all of these techniques and things that I'm doing can help you change your life if you want to be more healthy. You just do it at a modified tone. You're not doing anything extreme like this. Some of the weight lifting videos I put up, they may be heavy weights. You have to adjust that weight based on what works for you. A lot of times on the videos, I'll suggest, like, you might want to come down. If you're starting out, you might not want to do this exercise, or you may need to do this type of exercise first before you do this exercise. So I'll give suggestions on things like that. But if you have questions or concerns, there's something that I did that puzzles you, or something that you heard that you want further clarification on, please reach out to me. Please comment and let me know that you're enjoying what I'm sharing with you. Please subscribe so you can get all my information. I'll keep posting, I'll keep putting up videos, I'll keep doing shorts because the shorts is where you'll see most of the different exercises that I've done. You can also ask me, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to work on this. What exercises do you suggest for this? I'll be more than willing to share. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy. Check out the behind the scenes that's coming and have a fantastic day. Okay? See you later.